Hi guys, my name is Lavina and let me be your financial advisor, obviously not actually, from the internet. And let me tell you about the ultimate first credit card guide. So 90% of people get their first credit card completely wrong, okay? And they end up trapped in debt and ruin their credit score before they turn 25. And now you're probably like, why am I taking advice from a teenager? So growing up, my parents always instilled like a really strong sense about financial responsibility, and I've also grown up in a community that doesn't really have the resources or anything like that for financial literacy. So I actually did workshops and stuff in my middle schools in my community, and I wanted to create a global outreach, not just towards people in my vicinity, which is why I want to share this with you guys online. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact step-by-step playbook to getting your first card, avoiding the hidden fees, and using the bank's money to completely change your future. Let's get started. Okay, so the first major roadblock people fall into whenever they're trying to get their first credit card at 18 is that banks want to see a good credit history before you can approve it. But then if you don't have a credit card, you can't build your credit history, so it's kind of like a catch-22. So if you apply for like a premium rewards card on day one, you will probably get rejected, like 99% sure. And then every time you are getting rejected, it actually drops your credit score a little bit. Now it is temporary, but you still don't want to keep dropping your score every time you need a credit card. So then, how are we supposed to stop this? You want to look for starter cards, okay? There are two main ones for beginners. So if you're in college, there is something called a student credit card, which is like a student version of their normal cards. They have a lot lower approval requirements because they know you're kind of just like starting out. And the second one is secured credit card, which is the ultimate backup plan. So with the secured card, you give the bank a safety deposit, so like $200 maybe. This $200 becomes your monthly credit limit. So because the bank holds your deposit, there is zero risk for them, making approval super easy. You can hold a responsibility for a few months, build your score, and then the bank will upgrade you to a normal card and give your deposit back. It's perfect. Okay, so next I'm going to teach you the 3 golden rules for beginners. So once you find a card you qualify for, you have to follow these 3 rules. And if you break any of them, the credit card company is going to win and you're going to lose. But don't worry, they're really simple and I'm going to list them out for you now. So, rule number 1 is to look for a $0 annual fee. As a beginner, you really don't need a fancy card that costs like $95 to $500 a year just to keep open. I know you're probably seeing everyone online with the Amex Gold, Amex Platinum, but you really don't need that when you're starting out. You don't want to have to pay for using money, basically. So your first card should really cost you nothing. This could be a card like the Chase Freedom Unlimited or the Amex Blue Cash Everyday. Rule number 2 is that the statement balance is the only number that matters. So when your first monthly bill arrives, your eyes are going to be drawn to this tiny little number called minimum payment due. It could be something around $15 to $35, but do not fall for this, okay? When you only pay the minimum, the bank will take the remaining balance and add a giant interest rate to it, anywhere from 20 to 25%. Always look for the total payment balance and pay it off completely. Next, rule number 3 is the auto pay hack. So human error is like the biggest reason that people miss a payment or do something wrong, and then they add interest and get into loads of debt. So the second you get approved for your card, you want to log into the mobile app and turn on automatic payments for the full statement balance, okay? This automates the entire process so your bill is paid straight from your checking account to you every single month on time. And with this, you need to make sure you're not spending money on your credit card that you actually don't have, which I'll get to next. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how to use this credit card safely, using a technique called the micro spending strategy. So The biggest fear people really have is overspending because you're not seeing the money leave your wallet, like physically, or your account. And so this technique will help you if you're worried about that. So you're gonna take your new credit card and link it to exactly one small fixed monthly expense, like Netflix or Spotify or your gym membership. Then you're gonna take the physical card, the physical piece of plastic, and put it in a drawer at home and do not carry it with you. Don't add it to your Apple Pay, don't use the mobile app, and don't use the card. So because this subscription charges the card once a month and your autopay pays it off in a few weeks, you are building a flawless credit history by showing the bank that you are reliable and trustworthy. So you aren't tempting yourself anywhere. And the credit bureaus will see a consistent, timely payment rolling in month after month, helping you create that perfect credit score and stay responsible. Ultimate cheat code for adulthood. It means that whenever you're ready to rent your first apartment, buy a car, or get a house, the system will work with you because you have that stellar credit record. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And please leave any questions you have, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!